Hey guys, welcome back to another ScoutWorks video. This time I'm going to be looking into the parent dashboard because let's face it, you guys are probably going to be needing the most help to start off with. I know it is true for those I've talked to personally. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So if you are also a leader or trustee member, then you'll have all the standard stuff. But to get to the parent dashboard, just scroll down on the left panel until you see parent view, and you'll have all that. So this is the parent dashboard. Something I would like to point out first is this is just a generic one. Even though it says my group, which is 47th Cardiff, this is the demo testing one. There's just a little bug on it when you've moved groups or deleted a user in one and then added it on another. Why that's happening, I don't know. Anyway, when you go onto the parent dashboard, straight away you'll be able to see how many children you've got in the group, any upcoming events, any badges that have been recently awarded in case your young person doesn't tell you about them. Then a calendar which will show everything from camps, activities, and the standard weekly program. So for the purposes of doing the demos, I decided to create myself a young leader. So looking down at the calendar, you'll see that you've got a weekly session and then rogue. So my young leader is with the Scouts. So they meet weekly on a Wednesday. But as a young leader, my demo group has decided to do a once a month meetup and to see where people are at and where they're going. So they've also got the monthly catch up. Moving on to the next bit, which is my children, which you can get from either clicking over on the left panel or on the bubble. It'll take you to your children. Obviously, as I've only got one, it shows it. And like I said in my quick overview, all the members here are completely made up with help from AI. So in the real world, you wouldn't have a 18-year-old young leader. But I didn't want to mess around with the details, making them believable, because after I've made these videos, I'm going to be deleting this testing group probably. So this is where you see your children. Straight away you'll have some quick actions from submit badge evidence, print badge records, and change photo. So the badge stuff I'll get into when we move on to the badges, but changing photo is simple as clicking an upload or dragging something in. If you're viewing it on a phone, then you might also have the ability to take a photo there and then, although that is something you need to take a look yourself. Underneath that, you've got any linked parents. So if you're a split family, for example, you'll be able to see yourself and another parent. Or maybe you're not a split family, but the grandparents are very active and wanted to be kept in the loop, and they seem to drop them back and forth. You'll also find those there if they have an account. Going on to the fun aside, editing details, everything about the standard name, date of birth, identity, and address all in one. This does also ask for extra things like school name, hobbies and interests, which is all down to your group. Some may want to have the schools inputted so they know where to send a letter to excuse an absence for a long-term camp that needs them leaving during the Friday morning, for instance. But you can do everything from ethnicity, religion, and then your address, and then it will prompt you to save. Then underneath that banner you'll have reviewing the profile for anything that's missing. So test 1 is missing an emergency contact and the medical and support bit. So emergency contact, name, relationship, phone number, email, and you can add many as you want. One thing I've noticed in comparison to other systems is if leaders print off what would be classed as a home contacts list or the emergency contacts list, it will only bring up the emergency contact, whereas others may have the parents and then the emergency contact and would work through the list like that. So what I would personally recommend is in the emergency contact, you do it in the order you would want people to be contacted. So start off with one person. If they can't be contacted, then person 2, then 3, something like that. Then the medical and dietary bit. So you've got medical info, dietary requirements, additional needs, learning needs, and then additional needs or abilities. So in medical, you can list some, it gives you a prompt, so any medical conditions, allergies, or important health stuff. So for these, I'm just going to say hay fever sufferer. Dietary requirements, so say vegan. Then you've got additional learning needs and abilities. So you may be, your young person might be in a wheelchair or has a hearing aid. Important to make sure that gets put in so that leaders know and can plan activities to suit their needs as well as everyone else's. Moving down again, you've got the permissions. So there's all sorts. So starting off, you've got general consent. So can swim 50 meters unaided. Photography permissions, sensitive info consent, and contact sharing. So every group has different uses for photos. In my real group, we have social media pages, a website, and also parents' WhatsApps. So we may have this as a general yes to all or no to all and type thing. But in case you need extra help, you've got a learn more, which will bring up a pop-up like this. So in this case, it's a yes or no to all, like I was saying. You've got sensitive info, so this may be something for a larger camp. So if the group is doing a group-wide camp and has a set few leaders doing the food for the weekend, they might give them a list of allergies and dietary requirements, so they can accommodate to those numbers. Then contact sharing. So this is probably mostly used for like a WhatsApp group or whatever communications your group uses. So that's also one to look. Then you've got your medical permission. So reading the fine print, it says permission to administer the following. So if the leaders need to give anything due to like incidents on camps, you've got paracetamol, ibuprofen, antihistamines. And then you've got other first aids from plasters, antiseptics, sun cream, after sun insect repellent, and bite and sting relief. I do urge you to do as much as you can, because nothing's worse than having a scout who's got really bad sunburn and not being able to do anything. Moving on again, my events. So, like I said, test 1 is a young leader, so it'll show both the stuff, but one thing ScoutWorks does is it requests RSVPs for any event and that's set up by leaders, and they tick require it. So the monthly catch-up is 1, so you've got yes, no, and maybe. So I'm going to say yes, and that disappears. If there's an event that requires parent helpers, then they'll be there, same with permission forms. And then you've got the full program that you can view like that, or as a month calendar. Here you can also download the program and put a start and end date. Okay. Moving down again to my personal favourite, the badges. So right away you can see the membership milestone. Sorry, we just had someone ringing me. So this will show the recent joining in badge. So in my case it's 6th year, and then the next one is the 7 in 209 days. Then the badges, so you've got in progress, completed and ready for award, awarded, and then pending. So this is where you'll find all the badges. I've got 2 filters applied to make it easier for in progress and awarded. So this one has completed the Explorers Leadership Activity badge, and I'll show all the requirements. and then is working on the Young Leader Award. So this one's done Module A, which isn't popping up, and then Module G. But you can change the filters for whatever you want, and the sections if you've got multiple children or they've been in the movement for a long time. Going down, you've got a relatively new thing, which is recognition. This is a section/group customized one. So I decided to play around and done the Scouts Choice Award. So this is one that the Scouts themselves decide who they think would be best to receive it, and they chose the Young Leader. And they said leadership and effort, best young leader, and they got that. Then you've got your finance module, which I haven't set up because it's a fake group, but I'm sure your own group will be able to talk you through it and whatever you need. Then you've got your knowledge base. So if there's been any documents that your leaders have shared through this, so it could be activity forms, a welcome pack, list of badges or something, you'll see it there, and you can also search. That pretty much concludes the parent dashboard. Oh yeah, so like I said earlier about uploading evidence, so if your young person has been working on something at home, then you can go into the badge actions, select submit evidence, find the badge. So I'm just going to go for creative, select whatever it's been, so demonstrate and perform, click next, then describe what was done, then upload some proof, and then confirm it, then you can submit, and then it goes to the leaders to review and say yes or no. And if you had started one, then it'll show up there. So that concludes the parent dashboard. If you've got any more questions, feel free to either leave it in the comment section down below or ask your own group. If you are lucky enough to know me personally, then you'll be able to find out in person. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.